Kernel modules are the drivers that your hardware needs for communications with your system's kernel. They also allow for the kernel to work with your particular file systems. These modules are loaded by the kernel dynamically, meaning that they are not loaded unless they are actually needed. To view the currently loaded kernel modules on your system, run the lsmod command. The output can be rather long, so we will pipe it to the ls command. The output is read from left to right, with the name of the module first, then the amount of memory the module is using. The next column is for the amount of processes and/or other modules that are using this particular module, and a list of the names of the other modules that are using this particular module. For instance, we can see that the CD-ROM module is dependent on the srmod module. Well, what is the purpose of the srmod kernel module? We can find out with the modinfo command. Just type in modinfo, then the name of the module we want to know about. According to the output, it is a SCSI CD-ROM driver. Well, let's say that we only needed the CD-ROM driver from when we did our system install. However, while the system is up and running, we don't need the CD-ROM anymore since we will be performing any updates or new software installs over the network. We wish to save some system resources, so we decide to remove the CD-ROM driver for the time being. We can remove a kernel module with the modprobe command and the -R option. The modprobe command is used to load kernel modules and any dependent kernel modules. We use the -R option to remove kernel modules and their dependencies. We are using the -V option for verbose output. Next, we tell the modprobe command which modules we wish to unload. And if we run the lsmod command again, we can see that we no longer have the CD-ROM drivers loaded. Well, now we need the CD-ROM driver loaded again since we need to install some software that we only have on a disk. We don't want to reboot the system, which will reload the CD-ROM driver automatically, so let's do this with the modprobe command. And just enter in the name of the driver or module we want loaded into the kernel. And if we check the output of our lsmod command, we can see that the srmod module is loaded along with the CD-ROM driver. To see what kernel modules you have on your system, run the following command. We are using the output of the uname-r command instead of typing out the full kernel name here. It is a lot quicker just typing in one command that you can easily remember rather than trying to type out the full kernel version. Here we can see our subdirectories for architecture, cryptography, device drivers, file system drivers, and so on. Take a look around on your system to see what is installed. It isn't very often that you will need to work directly with kernel modules, but it is beneficial to know how to load and unload modules in the event that you have a buggy driver that is causing instability to your system.